too. Everybody wanna get a win, but they not do. Everybody wanna copy you, but they not you. Everybody wanna be cool, but they not new. Whoa, look how I go. Gonna be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke. And I'm looking back down on the people below. I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They've been quiet all along, they gon' notice when I'm gone.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
You are now tuning in to the Snap Call Podcast.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the Snap Call Season 2 premiere. I'm Xavier.
I'm Ice.
Hector.
And we are back.
We are back.
We are back. We had a little nice little break there. Spent some time with the families.
Yeah.
Played some house games.
Yeah. Excited to get back.
Yeah, man. But
Felt
now
like forever. It's been a month.
It really,
a month and a half.
Yeah, no, it really did feel like a long time. But we're back on probably the biggest poker day of the entire year.
Yes.
WSOP 2024 kicks off today in Vegas.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas for everyone that's out there. It's more like we're just window shopping as we're not in Vegas. But we are determined to kick off the season on day one of the WSOP. The length of this season should hopefully really cover the entirety of the WSOP. So our goal is to really provide you updates, conversations, strategies on a weekly basis. But we're going to do our best job on a daily basis to provide you updates on who's winning bracelets and just poker news in general. So I'm pretty excited, man. I'm itching to play like no other, but yeah, I mean, what are you most excited for this summer?
I'm excited for D-Nix, man. He's been on a tear lately, and he's had such a drought over these WSOPs, especially watching him every day on his vlogs. That it's like, man, that guy needs a bracelet, man. He needs a win, and I just get excited every year. Like, this is the year.
Telling me that's my boy. That's my boy. Well, Ice. I mean, outside of Rampage and watching him every single day this summer, what are you most excited for?
Honestly, it's the WSOP. So just excited for all the tournaments. And just obviously in the Granules vlogs that come out, he gives you that live update pretty much. Like he's playing and the next day the vlog comes out. So like you're there playing, especially we're on the East Coast. He's on the West Coast. So it's just like you wake up, boom, the vlog's out. Excited for that. And excited for the player pool. I want to see how much poker has grown. They added more tournaments. I want to see if they making those fields. And also outside the World Series of Poker, you have these other events too, the Venetian, the Golden Nugget, all these other tournaments. I want to see the player pool on those tournaments as well to see if poker grew. I'm excited for that. Hopefully it grows a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a good point. Like I didn't even think about that. Like we talked so much before about like growth in poker and like how we want to see the game grow, and like we're gonna be able to see it now, right? Like 99, I think, total events, and we're gonna see if we're breaking records in the Millionaire Maker and the main event and all of those things. So
Just the Negrano's vlogs, Phil Hellmuth entrance. What's he gonna dress up this year coming out? Mike Madison on a scooter.
I heard
pissed off because he lost 7 deuce.
I heard Helmut's gonna drop from the ceiling like Sting.
He's gonna zip line like Logan Paul in WrestleMania.
Shawn Michaels, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited. This summer, if you're a poker player, even if you're not in Vegas, you look forward to just all the vlogs, Twitter, everything, just all the updates. And honestly, for a poker player, if you win one of these tournaments, it's life changing for you for poker players as well too. So excited,
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's just because of the podcast and us being so on top of it. Like, I feel like the buzz in the poker community in general, like, not just because the game keeps growing every year, but like I feel like this year is like it's bigger than ever. Like the stakes are higher than ever. Like people are out there trying to win bracelets.
A lot of celebrities now are playing as well too. You have these celebrity games, so I want to see what kind of celebrities are also joining the main event and other tournaments as well throughout the WSOP. And it's just like we've been there, so it's just like we know the feel when you go into these bar rooms and it's just like hundreds of tables. You can hear the chips moving. You can see guys multi-tabling, like they in one tournament, but they still haven't knocked out the other tournament. Cash games and everything. It's great.
Yeah, I can still hear the chips from when we walked in. You know what I mean? It's such a different sound that you don't hear anywhere else, where you hear just hundreds of tables clacking.
The simple stuff. Everybody rushing to the bathroom during break, like 2 hours to buy in. Like it's just stuff like that. Like you look forward to.
And it's also not like it's the second, third year now in Paris. So it's it's like so it's just like already established. Work out the kinks, So it's just run smoother, bigger, better, and it should be a great time.
Yeah. And I mean, from what we heard, right, like a lot of the things they messed up on, they were gonna fix this year, right? Like more dealers, more tables, easier ways to register with, not having to sit at a table 10, 11 handed, like things like that, which are crazy, and ruin the game and the experience. Like those are things that they said were in place. So let's hope that continues, because that's just going to bring people back, every single year. So let's see. So today we do have 2 events, right? We got the casino employee event that got kicked off, which happens every single year, and usually is day 1, and usually there's not really much else going on day 1. But this year, we do have the official event number 1, which is the 5K Champions Reunion No Limit Hold'em Freeze Out, 8-handed, the official name there. So there is a tournament going on right now. I think last we saw, and we could pull it up here, but there was a good amount of runners. Obviously, right off the bat, which I love, champions only event. You got to have a bracelet to your name in order to even be in this event. So a competitive event right out the gates.
Yeah, it's good. I like it just because, not to say like everybody with a bracelet has a big bankroll, but knowing like a defending champ comes and plays a bracelet event on the first day of the WSOP means they planning to be there at least for a decent amount of the summer. They just don't come in for the main event or the high roller. So that's good as well too for the game of poker. You see these stars constantly. If they're there today, they're probably going to play the another kickoff event, event 2, event 3, just because they made the trip out to Vegas. So it's good. Obviously, you're going to see online, too, a lot of the cash games. I want to see, the Bellagio. I want to see photos of, what pros are playing these high-stakes games, what games are being run as well, too, You got your deep PLO game, what is it, 1,000, 2,000, no limit as well, too, going to be running. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. What you're showing it right now? I saw Greg Raymer right there in the top 20. Top 15.
Good old Fossil Man.
Yeah, good old Fossil Man doing pretty good already in this.
Let's see, we got.
But yeah, man. I mean,
Robert's up there too. Yeah. Top 5 stack.
JRB, yeah.
I like that. Greg Raymer. Let's see who else we got. Darren Elias, Maria Cornucopia. Is he like a tennis player?
Yeah.
All right. Kristen Foxen. Hey, my WSOP fantasy team right there. No. Yeah, I like that. So I did read very first hand of this tournament right out the gates. I'm pretty sure it was Huckseed, very first hand. I don't know if he did a no looky, but Huckseed went all in very first hand.
Yeah.
Of this tournament today.
Oh, okay.
Kind of setting the tone for being the first
Yeah.
all in, and he's a former main event champion himself. So pretty cool. What do you think as far as like having one of the first events of the entire series being a champions only event versus being an open event?
I like it. It's exciting. You know what I mean? I mean, this is for a lot of people who, you know, maybe can't afford buy-ins like this. Like, they go for these names. They know these people, you know, even if it's just reading the name and they recognize the name, you know. So when you go and you're like, hey, I might see some players. You know what I mean? So when you're sitting there, be like, oh, that's this person. That just like when we went and we're like, hey, Scotty win, you know, and it's just exciting, and it amps you up for what's to come in the summer.
I think WSOP nailed it on this one, just because my personal opinion on this is you have a bracelet, like a champions event that requires that you want a bracelet. So it brings that prestige to that bracelet. Like, hey, I can only play this tournament if I want a bracelet. So you have a lot of guys that cash big time, but they haven't won that bracelet.
Yeah.
Now they play this event that's prestige. Like, hey, you need a bracelet to win, and I think that's awesome, especially to kick it off.
Imagine how much better they took out all the people who won $300 and less bracelets.
They won't have to worry about taking you. No, but no, it's I love it. The same thing. The big thing for me is the prestige part, right? Like, there are thousands of people in Las Vegas right now that are clamoring, watching, you know, railing these big players and whatnot. Shout out Fernando railing, and you know, they can't play, right? So like, it sets the tone from day one that like that's what you're there for at the end of the day, is to get a bracelet. And let's be real, like, there's nothing like winning a pot in the WSOP event. Like, we've won hundreds of pots in cash games throughout 15, 16, 17 years of playing. But winning a pot at a WSOP event is crazy. I still remember from the shootout when I was going on that break after I cracked this bum's kings, like, going to the bathroom, I was having like heart palpitations. Like, I was still on a high, only to get my shit cracked when I got back. But like, there's nothing like it. It's gonna be an exciting summer, man. I mean, how are we doing? Like 45 plus days of straight poker. Like,
and I think WSOP needed this, just because you need to make sure that bracelet is like prestige, which it is to poker players, but it has to be on another level, just because you have all these other hotel casinos throwing these poker tournaments during the WSOP. So you have to make that bracelet like mean something, you know? Because if you have some players that don't care too much about the bracelet, they will go out for the higher payout or the softer fields to win money. But if you make this like a tournament like this, like, you have to win a bracelet, these guys would just, because sometimes you out of Player of the Year points, so it's just like, I'm not gonna win it. Why play another event when I can play the Venetian Beach? So that I'm not better payout off the field. So it's just like, I think they need to do this just to make that bracelet more prestige. You know?
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
yeah, no, it's gonna be fun for us as fans, for us as players. It's gonna be really cool to follow along, and then doing like kind of the media and the news side, providing it to you guys. It's just going to keep us that much more in tune with what's going on. So, all right, cool. So, you know, staying on WSOP and what we're talking about here, I mean, any bold predictions right off the bat? I mean,
D-Negs, 2 bracelets.
Man, that's literally my prediction right out of my mouth. So go
Yeah?
ahead. I'll let you officially say it.
D-Negs, 2 bracelets. I know he's got 3. He has at least 3 cases where he wants to place them in, but I'm going for at least 2. I mean, like, he's got the hot hand right now. He's been in the lab. He's been studying. He's been running well. You know, the only thing that we've talked about it before is like, hey man, when you get to the final 45 or even final table, put the phone down. Put the camera away and just focus. Give it to somebody else. Let them record you, and you put your stuff on.
Yeah, see, I think the opposite. I feel like if he can concentrate, keep recording, because we've seen that content.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
But I feel like that's been his, I don't know, downfall. I guess that he gets deep, but he's still trying to give that content, and he's not focusing. You know, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just my outside perspective. I'm like, man, just focus.
D-Negs, don't drop the camera. That's really.
Don't slam the camera.
Yeah. Oh, and Phil Helmy for number 18.
20, I think. Right? He has 19?
No, he's 17. 17? I think so. Either way, one more for Phil.
Is that 17 or 18?
I thought he had 19.
I thought he had 18.
All right, somebody put it in the chat.
Right? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. We
But that's not really a bold prediction because it's
Yeah,
like
just one more.
he wins one almost every year.
Yeah.
Bold prediction is Brad Owen will win a bracelet this year.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
on.
that is pretty bold.
He's been playing good WPT events, high roller events. He's right there making the final table.
Yeah.
Cheering for him. Hopefully he gets one. That's a bold prediction.
So we got two bracelets for Negreanu.
Mm-hmm.
A bracelet for Brad Owens. Okay, I like that. So my original bold prediction was really gonna be 2 bracelets for Negreanu, not just the one.
Yeah.
But the 2. So I'm gonna have to sit.
in my head.
I'm gonna have to sit and think about it because that's a pretty bold
Yeah, we
prediction.
can have the same one.
So no.
We could be bold together.
We got an hour-long show here. I got plenty of time to think about the bold
Okay.
predictions. And maybe I'll have one after our next discussion, which we'll kind of jump into right now. So, one of the biggest, most exciting things that takes place right before the WSOP each year, and it continues to grow mainly because of Negreanu, is a 25K fantasy challenge, which is basically a WSOP fantasy league where they go to the Poker Go. These teams come together and they they put 25K buy-ins. They draft, I think, 8 total players. They have a point scale weighted based on like buy-ins, and they factor in like a size of the runners and everything. And it's a really cool and exciting thing. And we've done this before back in 2018. So it's been 6 years.
Yeah, we do it every year.
We wanted to bring it back. So
Yeah.
we're officially gonna do the Snap Call 2024 $25 fantasy draft right now. So we're gonna do it live right now.
I like how you just threw in that number.
The $25.
Because it's
Buy it.
live, we got to stick to it.
And we're gonna be a little ghetto here. I've got 3 numbers where we're gonna pick 1, 2, and 3. Ice, for the sake of you not saying I'm cheating, I'm gonna let Ice pick his
First.
pick here, and then I'll let Hector go. And we're gonna just go in order. We'll go through this pretty quickly here. Ice is smiling. He's probably got the number 1 overall pick. I got the number overall pick. Let's go, baby. I got the number 1 overall pick. So we do got a couple rules in place here. We've got 6 total players we're gonna go with. 4 pros. Well, really 5 pros. One of them does need to be a female, and then we're gonna go with, and we did this before, one that is really more, their game is more social media rooted. So they can play a lot of tournaments, but they kind of started out on the content creation side more than anything. So
And we're doing snake draft too.
Snake, yeah. So I'll go. Who got 2?
Two.
So we'll go just like that. Me, Ice, Hector, and we'll keep going. We'll go kind of quick here.
Yeah.
We'll probably do 15 seconds per pick. But I'm just happy because limping is pimping. The number 1 overall pick in the draft is Daniel Negreanu. That's an easy one for me.
Congrats.
So I got my
That was-
boy.
that was my
I
number
was gonna
1.
wear the limping is pimping shirt
Yeah.
too, but
You didn't want to
Daniel,
jinx
I don't
it.
even got to say don't let me down. I already know you're gonna come through this year, so I go D next.
That was a good pick. Honestly, I wanted 1 or 2 just because this guy I'm going to pick now with my first pick in the first round. This guy's going to win Player of the Year. Mark my words. He lost 50 pounds. Sean Deep.
Boom, great pick.
Yeah, great pick. That
He
was
would have been my number 1 if I didn't get Negreanu.
Yeah.
Motivated, healthy,
Mm-hmm.
plays a lot of events. You can't go wrong with.
I mean,
that.
that's number 1, number 2 right there for me.
And we'll
So,
see. I'll be interested to see who you go with number 3.
Yeah, I'm going with Alex Livingston.
Who I got
Okay.
right there.
Huh?
Who I got right there.
Yeah?
Alex
Yeah.
Livingston. That's a
We'll go
great
with
pick. Plays a lot of events. Runs
Yeah,
deep.
a lot of events, 11 cashes last year, top 200 money, all-time money. I mean, when we're starting to get into the trenches now, and you can't, everybody can't be D-Negs and Shaw D, but I think he's right up there.
I think
Yeah.
I think it makes sense that those guys went 1, 2, 3. You could probably make an argument to go either or,
Yeah.
regardless. Real quick before we go into round 2, there's a $25 challenge, but there's also one other thing that we're playing for.
What's that?
We got to let the people know we're playing for the ice. We're playing for the ice right there. Straight
that's
from
a come
Sheen,
up.
$4.95. So we're playing for some bragging rights, $25, but we're also playing for some ice here. Bought that as an inside joke, and then we found the reason to actually give it out. So, number 2.
This is a tough one because I got some guys. but I'm gonna go with Josh Aria, 2021 Player of the Year.
I like it. I like it. You know what I like about Arya? I like Arya's confidence, man. Like
Yeah,
he don't
man.
give a shit. He won a bracelet last year,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was rolling around in the casinos buying everyone shots. Was getting drunk at the L.A. Knights game or the Vegas Knights games. Like, I like Arya. I like Arya.
With my second pick in the second round, this guy has been running hot. Obviously, I feel like there's a little bit more better players available, but the way this guy's been running the last 2 years, I'm going with Chase.
Corneth. Damn it. That is who I was gonna go with right there. Look. I like Chance Corneth, man. He I like his Twitter too. Like he's kind of unfiltered. He don't give a shit. Okay. So if we're talking like deep runs, we're talking success, someone that's gonna play a lot of events. I don't think it's a surprise that this guy's gonna come off this early. Second pick, I'm gonna go with the poker brat, Phil Hellmuth, right there.
Yeah.
The poker brat Phil Hellmuth got his book right up there. He's gonna play a ton of events, so it was
either him or Aria for me. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just went with my gut there.
Listen, having him and
Yeah.
Negreanu
Yeah.
on the same team, I feel like is a good strategy. And then since I'm gonna have a third round pick right back to back here, I'm gonna pick the first female of the draft. I'm going with Kristen Foxen, who's a beast. Who I'm gonna go and say my bold prediction of this summer
Let me call
is
it.
that Kristen's gonna get a bracelet this summer, regardless of what event it is.
Yeah.
She's getting a bracelet. Mark my words.
Two of mine.
That's a good pick. That's not really an argument. She's probably the best one out there. Personally, I feel her game is probably better than her husband's, but
Yeah, I ain't a fan of her husband. He beat my ass.
I'm just kidding. They both good. That was a good pick. So with my third pick in the third round, I'm going with this guy. I had him a few times. I'm going with Ben Yu.
Ah, damn it. We all had him. We all had him, man.
That was my guy. That was my next pick.
I think we all got the same list. We're all
Yeah.
running off the same list here.
Oh man.
Ben Yu. I like Ben Yu. Ben fucking Yu. Man. Okay. I like it. I like it.
All right. Let me.
What we
Let
looking
me
at?
regroup.
All right. So with the third pick
All right.
in the third round, Hector Lamort selects.
I'm gonna go with David ODB Baker.
Okay.
All right, he 10 cashes. He got like second or third in the deuce to 7 triple draw. I think he's gonna do good in the mixed games again. So yeah,
That's a good strategy, right? Like picking someone that's gonna do the mixed games. They typically have less entries, right? He can still play the big events. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna have some deep runs. I like that pick.
all right. And Nick Showman. I just always like Nick Showman. You know, he goes in and he goes after. I mean, whether he does good or not, he's gonna be in all the tournaments. We're gonna see a lot of buy-ins from him. So
Gonna have some Jordan SBs on the table again with a cigar. I like it.
yeah,
I like it. All right.
We got 6 total, right?
yeah. So that's
Six
4
total.
so far.
6 total. So Hector's got 4. You've got 3.
All right, so I'm going with one more pro in this list.
One, two,
There's a
three,
lot of players I feel like probably gonna run a little bit better, but I feel like he's gonna play a lot of events. I'm going Yuri Develimsky, whatever how you say his last name.
yeah.
Yeah, just put Yuri.
Yeah, he went
And
high in the 25K.
So I was
yeah.
gonna say, like, I'm familiar with him. I know he's from Brazil. He's a good player, but when I saw how much he was going for in the 25K, I was like, holy cow! Like,
Yeah.
this is no joke.
Since a lot of people that do that draft, they all pretty much have each other's actions for the most part. Like they buy action each other.
Yeah.
So the people that go high, I feel like they know that they play in a lot of events. And there's way better players out there, but they don't play as many events. So.
Yeah. That definitely played a factor.
That's good. So I'm not gonna lie, Chance was kind of one of my sleepers. I didn't think you guys were gonna have him on the list, so I'm a little upset about that. We got the female category taken care of. This is our 4th pick here. I'm gonna make it a power couple. We got Kristen Fox
Yeah.
on the team.
Okay.
I know I give her man a hard time. I never met the guy, but I always like to say she's the better poker player. With my 4th overall pick, I'm gonna go with Alex Foxen.
There you go.
We're gonna have the power couple there.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
then
hopefully
they're-
they each take down a bracelet.
Yeah, and if they're at the same final table, one of them will get it with all the
Exactly, and
collusion.
if there's some soft play involved, don't blame me. Don't blame them either, all right? But hey, no, I'll take the Foxins. I'll take the Foxins.
So
So that's it, right? 4. Now I got to do. Oh no, it's
yeah.
on ice, but
my fifth pick, I'm taking Cherish Andrews, female poker player. She's been hot lately, so.
All right, all right.
I knew this
See, I know y'all. See, I know you guys been doing your research because y'all throwing those names out there. I like it. I like it. So,
And she played a lot of events last year at the WSOP.
Yeah,
That's one thing I looked at a lot was the events she played last year.
so in my opinion, there's like one really, really good female left, and I might pick her, my last pick, unless you pick her right now, because there's no rule about not having 2 females on there.
gotcha.
So, Hector, with your
I'm not worried. I'm gonna go with
fifth
the
overall pick.
I'm gonna go with. I just want to take Isis. I just assumed he was gonna go with Ryan
he's doing
Ryan
it.
DePaulo. So I'm gonna take a Ryan DePaulo for social media category.
Okay. So you did.
He got let go of ACR. For doing WSOP. App announcements. So I just think maybe he'll get a little bit more money. He's already got what? He already got 1 bracelet, 2 bracelets. I don't know. So we'll see how many. How many events he gets done.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were going rampage right there.
No,
I thought you were
yeah?
gonna hit him with the rampage.
No,
I
I felt like DePaulo was in his wheelhouse, but I could be wrong. I mean, that might bite me in the butt, but yeah, that's what I was
think
thinking.
going with no one else.
So
Dim the lights.
with my last pick, I gotta pick a content creator.
Yeah.
I like to give an honorable mention here to Rampage.
Your last pick?
Yeah, that's my last pick, 6th pick.
1, 2, 3, 4. I only got 4.
No, you got 5.
Because you
Ranu, Helmuth, Foxen.
You pick somebody else too.
because you're snake. You'll do 2.
Yeah.
Right? Because I got 5. Oh no, that was my 5th, and now I still do a 3rd one. I still do my 2nd one.
Yeah, you got to do the one.
Oh,
that
okay.
comes back
That's
in.
why.
Okay.
That's
All right,
why.
Who else did I get?
All right. So
Wait, I got 5.
yeah. This will be your last one after me. So
You got to do 2 then. Right?
yeah, no, I got to do 2. I only did 1. I did DePaulo, and that was it.
Who'd you pick?
So no, you just pick 1. Or yeah, you do pick 2.
Or am I missing someone?
You pick D-Negs, Helmuth,
Dignigs, Helmuth,
Foxen.
Foxen. Yeah. So you're 2 at the end. You end the snake formation. All right.
Yeah,
So my throw up. I don't know many women poker players, to be honest. So it's literally Maria Ho or Victoria Lifshitz. I'm going with Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Victoria
gonna go with,
Lifshitz.
like Kathy Liebert.
No.
She's a good player. Plays a lot of events as well.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So it's on me now?
Respect it. So, real quick recap, Hector.
Mm-hmm.
1 through 6 on your team. Let them know what your team's looking like.
All right, so number 1 overall, I have Alex Livingston. Number 2, Josh Aria. Number 3 is David ODB Baker. Number 4, Nick Shulman. Number 5, social media, Ryan DePaulo. And number 6, Victoria Lifshitz.
All right. I like it.
I think we skipped you.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Maybe at one point you
Maybe I
picked
didn't-
1. And,
Oh,
and,
when I
and
did-
went-
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when I went Chris and Foxen, I didn't pick again to start that round right there. So, should I pick that? Should I pick a person right now?
I mean,
Yeah, pick a person.
Yeah, that's what it was. I should have picked back to back.
yeah, I mean, you already picked your girl, so it's not like you're gonna miss
Yeah. So you pick, and then if you don't pick Hector's female, then Hector gets his female.
Okay, and then I'm not gonna do it. So then you pick yours, and then I'll pick the
Yeah.
last one. All right. So then for my 5th pick, I've already got the 2 Foxens. I was kind of, and I already had my female player. I was kind of on the fence between Chris Brewer and Corey Aldemir. I think I'm gonna go with Aldemir.
I would have gone Brewer.
I would have went Brewer,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you the reason why I'm not gonna go Brewer is because he won a bracelet last year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so hard to win back-to-back years. I think Aldemir can win a bracelet this year, so I'm gonna go Aldemir with my 5th pick. With Ice's final pick.
With my final pick, I got to pick a content creator. I want to give an honorable mention first to Rampage, appearance on it, which is airing today through the 31st. But I'm going, this might be a wild card just because he signed a WPT. But I'm going with Brad Owen. I feel he's going to have a big summer. I picked him that was like my prediction. He was like a bold prediction.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Brad Owen.
Respectable.
appearance on it, which is airing today. There's a few other ones that I feel like will probably run better than Brad Owen, but sometimes it goes by momentum. Right now he's cashed WPT high roller. He cashed a decent amount, so he has that confidence.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's putting a lot of effort into playing a lot of tournaments this summer. So
I just don't know his schedule because I feel like previous years he only does like 2 to 5, if that. But I know this year he's been going a lot more.
And the reason why I picked
maybe.
him this year was because every year he's playing more tournaments,
Yeah.
and he just cashed like 2 6-figure scores too. So now the bankroll he has, before it was like he would say it all the time, like he didn't have that type of bankroll to fire 5-6 bullets in every event. So I'm going Brad Owen.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick. I was wondering when your bold prediction was for Brad Owen to win a bracelet, I was like, he's probably not going Rampage then. So that makes sense. I was kind of teeter-tottering on my social media content creator guy. Originally I had Jeremy Becker, but he's so involved in like Negreanu and getting backed into so many tournaments. Yeah. That he's basically, I mean, he is a pro, don't get me wrong, but he's not so much on the content side, so I didn't think that was right to go with him.
He was going to be my 4th pick if, like, you guys went through my whole list.
Yeah, I wanted to go with him just because I know he's going to do a ton of events.
Yeah.
But for the content creator category, it's not really fair to go with him. I'm gonna take a shot. I'm going to take a shot with the last pick in the draft. I'm going to go with Ryan Slocum from Michigan. Snap call player. He's playing a lot of events. He's playing in the main. I think he's playing in the Monster Stack. He's one of our buddies now, and he's been keeping us, updated as to all the action he's selling to play even more events. He obviously can run deep in large fields. I mean, the kid has won multiple tournaments on Club GG. If you can do that, like if you can dodge those bullets, you know how to play. So
but is he a content creator?
He
puts content out there. I mean, let's put it this way.
I've seen his Twitter posts.
He's putting.
We could pick another one just guys we know maybe.
I mean, we could do that
because I feel like he's gonna play a decent amount of events, but he's not gonna play the whole summer. So it's kind of like a
I mean, the way I look at it is this: like, I look at it as content creator / social media, and we found him on social media for being a poker player. Yeah. So I think that fits the how was he discovered? Social media. So if that's cool with you guys,
I'm cool with it.
So hopefully, Ryan, if you're watching, hopefully you run deep the first tournament and you got your whole summer there. You can stay for the rest of the summer. So hopefully that's some good news.
I'm glad he was having some issues today with Ice at the screenshot or whatever. He was having issues today with figuring out how to register with some of the WSOP credits he had. So he got that figured out. Good stuff.
That's like my biggest fear. Like you win a tournament like that and you get to the WSOP and it's like, oh no, you have to pay the $10,000. Like you didn't free roll into it.
Can you imagine that?
I'll flip all the tables.
So last pick, Ryan Slocum. No pressure at all. We know you're gonna run well. Trying to get this ice handed over to me by the end of the summer.
Let's run down the team. So I'm going first. All right. My team name is Team Ice Machines. So I got Sean Deep, Yuri, Chase Cormiff, Ben Yu. My female player is Cherish Andrew, and my content creator is Brad Owen. So if you guys are listening, if you guys get this message, you better play all the tournaments and you better run deeper, right?
Yes.
Do you want to go ahead and do your team here?
No, I did.
Oh, you did break down your team. You're right. Okay. So real quick rundown of my team. Number 1 overall, we went with Daniel Negreanu. Then we went with Phil Hellmuth. Then we went back to back with Kristen Foxen, Alex Foxen, Corey Aldemir, and then we wrapped it up with Ryan Slocum. I have 3 bracelets locked up on this team right here. My team name is the X Factor. It's a wrap. We're taking down the fantasy challenge.
Nice. I have 3 bracelets just in Sean Deep, so.
All right, that was good. That was smooth. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little proud of how much research we did there.
Yes.
I was expecting people to be like, oh, Chris Ferguson, Mike Mattisau, which the Mike Mattisau documentary should be releasing to the public real soon. Yeah. That would be something really cool to do a little bit of a review on from the trailer I saw. Homie's like sitting in a strip club, just with his shirt off, being very Mike Mattisau like. So
you guys put it in the chat. Who you think has the best team?
Oh, that'll be good. It'll be good. Yeah. That'll be good. We'll definitely break it down a little bit further.
We'll make a post on it. We break down the teams. So So you guys' opinion. The guys that didn't get picked, don't be sour. It's just our opinion, you know.
Yeah. There's only,
Is there anyone you didn't get that you're pretty salty about?
I wanted Ben Yu.
And you?
No, I wanted D next, obviously.
Yeah.
I could have got Phil Hellmuth, but I went with Chase instead, just because he's been running hot. Phil Hellmuth's gonna run deep too. It's just either one, flip a coin.
Yeah, D-Negs and Sean Deeb, I think you need. And just getting thirds, just bad luck with the draw.
I wanted Kristen Foxen, obviously, but it was like, do I jump the gun and get the female player right off the bat?
I didn't even think to do that.
But I was fine with Cherish.
So that was the idea. Was like
That's like drafting a tight end in football. Like,
I mean,
early
but
do you go?
you only get the tight end if you're getting Kelsey.
Yeah.
Like if you're not getting Kelsey, is I was gonna go Alex Foxen anyway, so I had a feeling that I was able to get both. It just worked out. The only person I'm kind of salty about not getting is Josh Aria, because I like him as a player. He seems like a fun dude, and he plays a lot of events in general. So him and Negreanu made up and they're friends now. So he's gonna be in a lot of Negreanu's vlogs this summer. So it would have been cool to have been able to get that extra coverage on him. So switching it up real quick, you mentioned earlier celebrities, right? Celebrities playing a lot of tournaments, and not just WSOP. Like you got your Bryce Halls. You got all these TikTok stars doing all these celebrity tournaments and stuff. And I think that one of the bigger names now is the Stool Presidente, Dave Portnoy, threw his name in the ring talking about how he might do the 250K high roller event. And he said it might be light work. So we know his personality. He's a little bit cocky. But what are your initial thoughts in regards to how does this look for poker? Is it good for poker? And just in general, do you think he's got any sort of chance?
So as a poker player, whenever you get a whale coming into the table that really doesn't play as good as these pros, you take them with whatever they say. Like, hey, you think you're the best? Come on and play. You know, that's a 250 for all the pros to take. So, does he have a chance? Everybody has a chance, you know. But do I think it's likely? No. So, but if I'm a pro that's playing this high roller, I'm just like, okay, bring it on. You know, hopefully it's rebuys too. He can throw in another 250, like get that prize pool up. Now, there's no other way. If you're a pro, you want this to happen. You want these celebrities that have tons of money. Just hey, let me play a 250. You know, obviously they're not on the same level. They can say they played poker for a while, but it's not the same. You occasionally are playing it once in a while than actually being a pro at it. So
Exactly. I mean, he's playing. Do we think he's on the same caliber as everybody else who's going to be in the 250? No. I mean, you're not thinking at that level. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care how many home games you're playing with other professionals. You know what I mean? And you might win a couple stacks here and there, but I don't see it. I mean, if you cash, that's probably the best I could hope for you.
he's gonna be firing more bullets than Boulevard.
You're just gonna be just a little minnow in a big shark pond.
Yeah. No, I don't think whatsoever he's going to have any sort of success. The dude's ego's through the roof, and I think poker's one of those things where you need to check your ego as soon as you walk through the door. He's obviously got the bankroll. Guy's worth like $100 million or something crazy now. I don't see him having any sort of real success. Is it good for poker? Obviously.
Oh, it's great for poker.
You know, you get these big names. I think we're going to see more of it, right? Like, especially with like athletes, like these Vegas teams, like that are now in Vegas. You know,
Wasn't Ryan Garcia playing in a poker?
He was playing in a celebrity game.
Yeah.
But you know, you got WNBA teams, an MLB team coming in eventually, NFL team, eventually an NBA team. So like those people that have their summers off, like they're staying home. Of course, they're gonna go play. So it's just good. It's good for the game. I think we can all agree to that.
Yeah. I want to see Westbrook do good, just because he always comes to Orange City.
I think when Westbrook retires, he's gonna grind poker.
Yeah.
You're gonna see him in a lot of like these high stakes cash games. Personally, every time he's in town, he's either Orange City or Hard Rock Tampa or Hard Rock Hollywood. So it's good. Remember, he's 250, so it's like 250K. You're a pro, you want the money thrown. So
100%. Let's see here. So speaking of bad players, let's go on to our next topic.
Yeah. All right. So a couple weeks ago, we had our second tournament of our 5-tournament league for Snap Call, and Jose took it down. One of our our local players.
Shout out Jose.
Yeah, shout out Jose.
Shout out Jose
Took down a
Perez.
big, 21
Just so good on
points.
Jose. I feel like he got 3 of them already.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest part, we made some adjustments of levels and late reg and all this stuff, and it went really smooth, and I thought it was a good time. But the biggest thing that I noticed was some of these players that have come in. And we brought them in because they were David Portnoy and just easy money, right? And now it's like, hey, what are you doing learning? You know what I mean? So I just wanted to shout out those people and just really proud of them and the effort that they're putting in. So Nick, who has he's final tabled both tournaments. He's now tied in second place with this guy in the middle here.
Yeah, hey, I'm in second place.
Yeah.
Tie or not, I'm up there in the running.
Moses, another one who hardly knew ever what to do when it came to his time to act, and is making moves. Victor, another one he's sat down with us and done a couple learning lessons, and we're really seeing some different aggressions. So I heard from the other side of the room that Victor made a move.
Victor didn't make no move.
Huh? And I heard about some pocket 5 action, so I wanted to get that story
Yeah, so
straight.
basically, I was at the table.
Yeah.
And
I can speak for myself. I can speak for myself. Real quick, I just can validate, but basically, long story short, and this is no knock on Vic. We've said it. We've literally sat with Vic and have run through hand scenarios at your house and have taught him different. How you play in tournaments versus cash and all these things. And Vic, to me, has been the biggest improvement for a player, right? Mm-hmm. Now, he's truly invested in the sense that he wants to get better. He's not just showing up for a good time. You could tell he's wanting to win. But he's understanding scenarios that much more. The only problem is he kind of has that, mentality now where you get that confidence, but then you become married to these hands, right? Before, it would be like, oh, I'm definitely beat. I fold. Now it's like, he's probably bluffing me. I'm going to call him down with, a middle pair. So we basically got tangled up in a hand. I had no business being in the hand. It was one of those where I took a line where it's like, I'm just going to beat him. Mm-hmm. And he was married to his pocket 5s, even though there was 4 overs on the board. Yeah. And I couldn't get him off it. Even with a huge raise on the river, I couldn't get him off it. Against most players... Sorry, I should say most players, at least not in this game, but against Ice or against Hector, I would say good call. You knew I didn't have nothing. You knew your hand was good. In this case, because he's a pretty green player, it was more of a, hey, you can lay that down. Most scenarios, you're beat there. He didn't understand that, I don't think, but he won. He won the hand at the end of the day. Put me on tilt a little bit, but that's okay. That's another story.
20% of the time works every time.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he just couldn't lay it down. He said I was in there. I wouldn't say he was pot committed because I put a huge river bet out there. But nonetheless, he's one of the players that have seen the most improvements over the past year and a half. So kudos to Vic. It's exciting to see him play each time because it goes from I'm going to run him over to can I get him to fold his hand at this point?
Yeah.
And then also... That hand was good because they learned a lot of poker knowledge there. They learned what tilt was because Xavier went on tilt. He was pissed. Yeah. And he also knew what needling was.
Yeah.
Because me and Vic kept needling him. So it's we were just doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
But, I think, honestly, it was a bad call on Vic's part because he had, I think, pocket 5s was the 5 calls were higher than him on the table. So it's just
literally.
But it's
still a lesson for him to learn that, hey, maybe you don't think before you get the cards to say I'm bluffing this hand. Maybe see how it unfolds if it's an opportunity to bluff.
In the first tournament, I had ace king suited. I raised pre-flop. Guy calls. Nick calls. The flop whiff. I bet again. He calls. Turn. I bet again. He calls. It's just
yeah.
So, okay, now river comes. I check. He checks, and he doesn't have anything. But he wasn't folding his third pair just because.
Yeah.
This queen king on the board. He has pocket 7s. He was not folding.
Yeah. He just had it in his head. I'm going to the end.
Yeah. So it's just it's hard to make moves on guys that don't fold, and then sometimes he will come up with a full house and he wouldn't bet, and it's just it's hard to read these new players. But Vic was very happy when he got Xavier, so it was a good time.
Yeah. No, and it kind of brings up another thing, like you said, it was a poker lesson, right? He knows 9 times out of 10 he's probably beat there. In that case, hey, it worked out. But like I think it's important to bring up like it's good to be result oriented to an extent, right? Like in that sense, it's good that he can now go forward and say, you know, I probably should have played that differently. I probably should have laid it down and not have the mindset of, well, the next time I'm gonna do it again because I won. Like you can't be married to the fact that you won the hand. You need to recognize like I'm gonna be beat there most of the times. It just worked out this time.
Yeah.
So like be results oriented, but like think long term. Don't be so short sighted.
Exactly. Even if you win. I mean, we posted a hand not too long ago where, I won shoving, and yeah, the internet kind of tore me a new one of like that's a bad play and all that, and like yes, I kind of established that while I was saying the hand throughout the video, but I know that, but I also I won. Sometimes it's okay just to be lucky and take the win and walk away with it, because a lot of times you can do the right thing and still lose. So take the wins, take the losses, but learn every single hand that you play. Just because you did something does not mean you did it right or wrong. It's just what you did. So,
and that's where poker's humbling, right? Like Vic could do the same exact thing next time and go busto, simply because he's like, oh, Xavier tried to bluff me, I'm gonna do it again, and it's like it's not gonna work out next time, right? So, it's a humbling in the sense that like you can be right 100% of the time and still lose, and vice versa. So
Oh, another one. Fernando got to the unofficial final table, our local snap call, and he pretty much parlayed a big pot that he ended up getting a full house on. And I was very surprised at the beginning of the tournament that he was in there. He was betting, he was calling, he was raising, he was mixing it up, and he knew what to do when it was his time and all that. The only thing that flustered him, I think, was when he won that big pot. That it was like he quadrupled his stack, and I just don't think he knew how to play a big stack. So it just kind of shut him down. So that's another key in his game that we got to work with him on.
Last thing on the Snap Call Poker League, if these newbies don't know what a chip in a chair is, Jose was pretty much down to like 2 big blinds.
Yep.
And he tripled up, then he quadrupled up, and then he just kept doubling. And then after a while, he had like 90% of the chips. I think Hector had like 5, and another guy had like, so it's
he won the tournament. He won the tournament.
He went on a run that was crazy.
And I think that started when we were like 5-handed, 6-handed, something like that.
No, because I finished I think 6, and he doubled up before, because he called me, he eliminated me, and I was big blind.
Okay.
And I had like I think the blinds was like 2,500 or 2,000.
So let's say 7-handed. He had less than 2 big blinds, 1,700. Goes all in, and wins the tournament. And less than an hour later,
he won every hand for the next hour.
Yep.
I mean, it was just insane.
Yep. It just went his way.
But one thing I like is, and we'll probably see that from Jose next time, because normally he's pretty passive. Yeah. And we've seen it from players like Vic, is like, and I can't wait to see it from Fernando, because I want to see Fernando play more aggressive. I haven't seen one raise from Fernando in 4 or 5 tournaments over the past course, year and a half. But these players go from, playing to not lose to survive, right? And then once they get in their head that, like, I need to accumulate every chip in this room in order to win, once you establish that mentality, then it no longer becomes like, oh, I can get 4th or 5th. It's like, no, I need to make a move, because I got to get all these chips at this table. Yep. So I think, like, Vic's kind of established that in his head. Jose, now that he has taken it down, I mean, he called me with that 7-9 offsuit. I know he was chip lead, but like he could have folded it, but he just had this mentality that I'm not losing, and then he runner on my pocket 10.
What I like about Jose too, he knew that it was a bad call, but he's like, hey, I'm chip leader, I'm calling.
That's and that's exactly what it was. Like, I couldn't even be upset at the call, because it's like he knew in his head, I can't be folding with this stack.
There was one bad move, right? I'm not gonna say who it was, but. What do you call it? ICM, when you're supposed to fold to pretty much guarantee second place. Somebody didn't do it.
Not do it.
That was just probably the worst move of the night there. Just because
Yeah.
Nick didn't have really anything.
Yeah.
So
Nothing left.
yeah, I was surprised you called, honestly.
Yeah, it was three of us. I'll even explain it. I don't know how much Jose had, but he probably had like 30 big blinds. I don't know. I had like 16 big blinds, and Nick had 2, maybe yeah, 2.5, and it was just 3 ways. All I had to do was fold a couple times, let it go. But I don't know. I just saw Jose running so pure that I was just like, he can't have it again. And sure enough, he did, and I was up.
So there was 2 things there that I was frustrated when I watched it in real time. Mm-hmm. Was that you allowed Nick, a player with 2 bigs left, and a very much inferior player, to lock up second place. So second place points in terms of the poker league,
Big, yeah.
which is huge because he's first going into that tournament and I'm second. So he allows an inferior player to lock up second place points, but he allowed a second place player or an inferior player to lock up second place money, which is a big pay jump, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So as a vet player, probably a mistake in hindsight.
I dropped the ball. I can't even tell you that. Honestly, I just was not thinking.
You know what I think it was?
Yeah.
The mango cards.
No, it was probably a combination of the mango carts, the fact that you were 3 buy-ins deep and you just had to accumulate.
Yeah.
But you walked into my house with a championship belt,
Yes, I did.
and I knew that you were not
jinxed me.
gonna win because you did that. And when Hector, he's a confident guy.
Yeah.
But his head's never like that. He barely fit in through the doorway.
Yes. There's two things I'm confident about. It's playing pool and it's poker. And yeah, I won the first one, so I was like, all right, it's time for me to talk my stuff. And yeah, that backfired.
No, I think it's great though because it kind of sets the tone, right? People show up.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, how competitive are we going to be again? And then the guy that won the last time has got the belt already showing it off, and yeah. But it's fun because like the buzz is there. People are excited to come. For us, like
Chip in the chair.
this is fun for us. I think at the end of the day, like we want to play. It allows us to get some reps in. We want to be at the casino playing as well in the card rooms, but we don't have all the time in the world like we used to.
Yeah.
So it's reps for us. But for our friends that don't necessarily know how to play and that we're really introducing it to a broader group of friends here, it's cool to see them get excited. See them look forward to doing it the next month.
Yeah.
They're supporting us and Snapcall. They're getting better at poker, and it's just a reason to get out the house. It's a lot of fun.
So going into that, from you want to become better, Poker News had just released their 15 online training sites. So I've done a few of these. I know the guys have heard of them, but I just wanted to put them out there for you. So Raise Your Edge. I've heard through Boski. He reps for them a lot. They're mainly on about tournaments and online tournaments.
And this is like top 15, any order, or this is what they feel is number one?
They honestly, they probably just listed 15 because there's other ones that I would maybe think are should be on this list that aren't here. But Run It Once, Jack Coaching, Advanced Poker Training. That's like a simulator. So, you could pick certain spots that you want to just replay over and over. Chip Leader Coaching, Tournament Poker Edge. I know their podcast, but I've never seen their site. So I don't know if you guys have anything there.
Chip Leader Coaching, is that
That's Chase and Foxen.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Foxen and Chase Coleman.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, it's someone I know, but okay.
Red Chip Poker, I think, is a good one for newbies. They do well starting from the bottom and talking about position and all that stuff.
Sorry to cut you. Watching the updates. I forgot to mention for my bold prediction, right? Joe McKeenan will have more bracelets than Columbia. Remember I said in an episode like Joe.
It won't happen.
I didn't pick him my fantasy team. I just don't. The guy has no personality. I don't want my team to go dead like that. But
I had him on my fantasy team last time.
But he's just a GTO robot.
Real quick, sorry, I don't mean to cut off your segment here.
Yeah.
But I want to say it because we talked about. Remember, I mentioned like there's a big pro that's out there that's not going to play a lot of events, and I hope you guys draft him. Moneymaker. He said he's playing the main event, and that's it. Normally, I wouldn't even think to draft Moneymaker anyway. No offense, but Moneymaker has been running real hot the last month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
So I would have had him on the radar going into WSOP, but Moneymaker has his own Moneymaker tour. and they partnered with the MGM Grand out there. So I think that he's just focusing on his series.
Yeah.
And is going to be playing a lot of bracelet events, which kind of sucks because it's like, you're a moneymaker though. You got to get out there, but he's just going to focus on the main, it looks like, and then his tour. So sorry.
No, you're good. Red Chip Poker, I think, is a good one. I've done them for a couple months. I think they start good, getting a good foundation. Poker coaching, that's Jonathan Littles. He does a lot of questionnaire type things. You know, so you get like multiple choice, like, hey, what would you do in this spot, and he'll give you some options.
I like Jonathan Little.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can do a voiceover. I find like his voice a little bit annoying. Like more than 10 minutes in his videos, I'm just like, but he's he knows his stuff.
He does.
That's like my parent. Like I can't stand this guy's next video.
Poker Nerve, Poker Code. Some of these I've never heard of. PLO Quick Pro. So Masterclass, they have 2 for Daniel Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth.
You know, loosey goosey.
I mean, number one, you can't be eating a sandwich at the table. That's rule number 1. All right, so if you order a sandwich, you free money. Phil Ivey, and then BBZ Poker. I don't know what that is. And then Upswing Poker, Doug Polks. I've never done theirs. I like his content. I like the way he talks. But yeah, I've never gone into. I would assume it's more GTO style.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Isn't Rampage signed to Upswing, or he's doing some stuff for Upswing?
You should get a refund though.
It should be called Downswing.
Yeah.
You like that punch? I was waiting for that.
You had that written down.
What a dummy.
That's
gonna be a clip.
So yeah, so
Gotta make
So
sure
there you go.
he's on Upswing though. Oh, go ahead. Oh, we're done with the.
Yeah. So
let's talk about it.
15 online training. So if you guys want to try to get to the next level, and plus you don't have to do that. I mean, there's countless YouTube stuff. You can just go out and play. But if you want a little direction or anything like that, some of those things work for me sometimes. Where it's just I need to hear other people's thought process and help me through certain things. And yeah, especially if you want to think about like a specific spot or something like that, it might be good to, go to a professional type thing. But yeah, those are there for you. And there's also a lot of free stuff, so never feel obligated to do any of that.
So I have one thing to say with Upswing. Doug Polk, he owns the event. He's a great player. And leaning into this next topic is the $1 Million Game, which Doug Polk is currently playing in or going to play in. Yeah, tonight. Kicks off tonight. Not sure what time, West Coast time, so probably kicking off now or maybe in a few hours. It's running to the 31st. And the roster currently that they have set to play is Texas Mike, which he gives a lot of action. I'm not sure how much action he's going to give in $1 Million Game just because that buy-in, it's a lot compared to what I'm used to him seeing playing at the Lodge. Action Dan is okay. Hands, he's real tight. Stanley Tang. Brandon Steven, he's kind of loose, so that'd be good action. Peter. Doug Polk, I feel is my bold prediction, will probably win the most money. I just feel like he's a superior player compared to a lot of those guys. Tom Dwan, depends how he runs. This guy, when he do these live stream, he wins the biggest pots. That's just the way he runs. Santosh, I feel like he's that Indian guy that owns a casino in India. He's a good player actually, but he gives a lot of action too. So he could win the most, or he could lose the most.
Wasn't Santosh on High Stakes Poker as well? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I'm not sure if he owns high. I know he played in High Stakes Poker, but I know he did, right? Yeah, he owns a casino.
No. I just think the name sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure I saw him on High Stakes Poker.
And then Alec Keenan, he gives a lot of action, so that's good. And then surprise guest. Hopefully we can see some pros like maybe Phil Ivey and Patrick Antonius as they play other $1 Million games. JRB, I like to see JRB. He gives a lot of action.
Yeah.
And hopefully they bring a lineup that's entertaining too. Because a lot of these guys are like robots. Like none of them are really like guys that you sit down and you can watch 8-hour stream. So
I'll be honest. I'm not gonna watch any of it.
I don't blame you.
I'm not gonna watch. For the fact of like, obviously you got the Doug Polks, you got the Tom Dwans. The money's gonna attract them over WSOP events, but like, there's $1 million games. It seems like throughout the year now. For me, it's like WSOP's on right now.
Yeah.
You know, John Robert could easily show up on any one of these nights, but John Robert is trying to get a bracelet as we speak. He's literally in 22nd place.
Well-
So I have no interest in it. It'll be cool to see who wins. I'd love to see recaps of hands, but I won't be watching.
I'm glad you said that because my boy, my first round pick, Sean Deep said that the $1 million game is great, but they did it at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So, because he already says he's focusing on WSOP, so he won't play just because he's focused on WSOP. And also, a lot of these big time pros, they want to transition from that cash game to the tournament grind.
Yep.
So sometimes they don't want to. Oh, they don't want to kill big bankroll right before the tournament.
And who runs the Hustler live stream? Is
Nick Versucci.
And who else? Who's the other one? There's one other person that he does it with. That's a big poker player.
Yeah, you know, I'm feeling myself right now. It's a new year. We about to do this. Let's go. I feel like the king of my city, Tony Montana. Whole lot of bands I gotta spend. I might go cut me a mansion. I feel like the king of my city, Tony Montana. I'm feeling godly. They wanna stop me. They tryna hold me for ransom. Now if I said it, I meant it a lot.